Hi, today I'm going to show how to remove and replace KTM EXC 2025 model rear shock bushing and bearings. So as you can see, I already taken out the rear shock from the bike. It's really easy, and I removed the upper bushing and bearing already. So the lower is still there, and this is what it looks like when it's taken off. So here are the bushings and circlips and the bearing, and it's this kind of pivoting type. It's done about 100 hours, so it's time to replace both of them. It's getting a bit squeaky and it's really worn. It turns really easy. So I have a pair of new bearings, and I'm going to use these old bushings. They're not so bad. Maybe I should replace them too, but next time. If we just open this bag, and I'll show you what it should feel like. It's a bit tricky with one hand. So here's the bushing, and it doesn't really turn that easily with just fingers compared to this old one, which is it's really worn and it turns really easily. So there's weariness and a gap in this bearing. So let's see if I can put this camera somewhere smartly. So first we need to tap out these bushings. There's a groove between them inside. Hopefully you can see it. It's in here, so you can use a flat-headed screwdriver just to gently tap them out. First one. And the second one. I've been using silicone grease in the bearings. Some say that you shouldn't put anything on them, but I think silicone grease is better than water. So there's a bit of grease in the bearings or in the cavity. So try to get that out. Old toothbrush is my weapon of choice in all of this kind of cleaning. Alright, it's quite clean now, and hopefully you can see the small wire circlip here in its groove, and it's a bit tricky to remove that because there's no room for pliers or anything. So very small flat-headed screwdriver is a tool for this. So we need to find the end of the circlip. It's here, and just gently wedge the screwdriver's head behind the circlip. Alright, after some struggle, and you didn't see it, I managed to get the screwdriver behind the circlip. This was really seized, and this lower bearing is usually in a worse condition than the upper one, because it's more prone to water and dirt. So well, but once you get the head of the screwdriver behind the circlip, it's easy to just take it out. And next thing is to clean it once again. And how to remove it, it's quite easy. You need two sockets. These are sizes 27 mils and 70 millimeters. And you place the bigger socket on the side where you took the circlip off from, so it's this side, like so. And the idea is to press the bearing out with the smaller socket, so it just fits in the hole and presses the old bearing out using a vise. Put this 70mm socket in place and measure the distance where it should be pressed in. So it's 55mm deep. It's very important to get it just in the right place for the circlips to fit, and it'll function properly. So the side without the circlip is here with the bigger socket, and align everything correctly, and just using the vise. This is a bit tricky. So the distance we measured was the end of the smaller socket to the side of the shock absorber's head. So just by tightening the vise, it should break free, and it is seized. Of course it is. So when it's seized, you shouldn't use too much force. One thing you can do is try to gently tap it around this shock's head to shake it loose, but it could be really solid. So a bit of tapping and trying, and it doesn't move. And it's off. After some time and lavish penetrating oil, it started to loose. It sounds a bit violent, but it's coming off a bit at a time. Hopefully nothing gets broken, and it's off. And as you can see, the bearing is really rusty, and it's no wonder that it was so badly stuck in the shock's head. I should have probably replaced this some time ago, but it's better late than never. So next thing to do is get the other circlips out, the circlip, and clean everything. It's still quite awful, so maybe some Scotch-Brite to take the rust out. Not too much, so you don't want to grind it too much, so it would be just enough to get it shiny. So everything is clean now, and I apply a bit of grease in the holes so it'll be easier to squeeze the new bearings in, and they will go in the same way that they came out. And here's how to refit the new ones. So there's a bit of grease in the hole, in the shock, and I install the other circuit to its groove. This should be really easy compared to taking the old ones out. So just squeeze it in and see if it turns freely in the groove, so then it's in the right place. And this is to stop the new bearing when I press it in. To get it in, I make the same kind of arrangement on the vise, but first I just press it with the fingers to the side without the clip as far as it goes and ensure it's straight on the hole. Like so. And as it was really worn, although I took out the old rust and stuff from it, there might still be some resistance. So just to know when it's in place, it's good to at some point start to measure how deep the new bearing is. So the measure is for just in case, and just by turning the vise the bearing goes in like so. This one is easy and it should stop at the circlip, but just to make sure that you don't force it and break it, take some measurements. So just a bit more and it should stop. I think it's there. And it is. So the bearing is in place, and next thing is to put the last circlip on the groove. And there it is in place. And I tend to add a bit of silicone grease to keep the water out from the bearing. And I know some people say that this is wrong. Well, yeah, you can say. The grease is better than water, and this shouldn't affect the bearing at all. So I'm cheap SOB and I use these old ones, but I think you should probably get new ones just in case. And I will next time for sure. These aren't that expensive, but every penny counts. So this time I just clean the old ones. And I think it would be wise to replace the bearings in about 50 hours or so, depending on what kind of terrain you are riding on. There. And now it's good to go. Just feed it back to the bike and it's ready to race again. thanks for watching. Sorry for my shitty camera placements. Hopefully you got something out of this video, and if you like my content, please subscribe and maybe tell a friend.